Hi, everybody. Welcome to No Mo Survivor Series. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the No More Heroin Survivor Series. I'm Higgy, and we have a special edition of the Survivor Series. We have an educational piece and presentation we're going to provide to you. I want to welcome all the viewers on YouTube as well. As the audience builds here on Facebook, I'm going to let the audience build. I hope you guys will enjoy this track by my buddy Nestor Nation. Let me get it started here. Please take the time to share this out. This is going to be a good show tonight.
How many times are you going to doubt yourself? How many times are you going to repeat the same mistakes before you finally experience enough pain that you want to make a change? How many times? How many times you gonna tell yourself you giving up? How many times you gonna write it down and rip it up? How many times have you invested in luck? You find that penny facing heads down and turn around and flip it up. Don't you believe in the fake? Believe in your faith. Now watch how everything just seems to fall into place. And you ain't even gotta try. It's like you win in the race. Cause every time you praise his name, you'll be receiving his grace. Embrace. Now keep me from the wicked. Protect me from the snares. And help me spread this message to anybody who cares. Cause I done wrestled with them lions and tigers and bears. I'm wearing the armor of God, intruders beware. How many times have you prayed in the name of? How many times have you shown in the same love that he shows to you? How many times? How many times? How many times have you prayed in the name of? How many times have you shown in the same love that he shows to you? How many times? How many times? How many times you gonna lie to yourself? How many times you been denying yourself? How many times? How many times? How many times you looked inside of yourself and you're ashamed of what you see, but you don't ask for no help. You'd rather drown in misery and take that rum off the shelf. You pour another shot and blame it on the hand you were dealt, but you're forgetting about the pain that all your family felt while you were running in them streets like a slave for a bag of dope. Your parents worried that their baby might not make it home. They lie awake and they wait and they crying by the phone, praying that they don't get the call that the baby is gone. I know it hurts, but everything that I'm speaking is true.
What's up, Blair? It's good to see you, bro.
But I done made it and I'm grateful I'm one of the few. Now I'm headed back just to say that
Jeff
you
Patzer, my brother. It's good to see you.
How many times have you prayed in the name of? How many times have you shown in the same
It's a powerful video.
How many times? How many times?
Hi, Kathy. I love you. So good to see you all here. Please share this out. Please check in. Let us know where you're watching from.
How many times? How many times? How many times? It doesn't matter how many times you fail.
That's right.
It doesn't matter how many times you almost got it right. People aren't going to keep track or care about your failures. Neither should you. It's more important that you learn from them.
Hi, Renee.
That you grow from them.
Love you, Renee.
And that you keep pushing forward. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many times you got it wrong. What truly matters is how many times you get it right. It doesn't matter how many times you've been beaten down. It doesn't matter how many people believe in you now. All that matters, you believe in yourself. Cause there's a reason that you're breathing and it's keeping you round. And everything that you've been going through is part of a plan. But I know it's hard to trust it and you can't understand. Believe
Jacksonville in the house. Jeff Patzer, my dude.
You be like, I was trying through the storm and the struggle. Times when I know I'm in trouble. I'll rise through the ash and the rubble. How many times have you prayed in the name of? How many times have you shown in the same love that he shows to you? How many times? How many times? How many times? How many times shown in the Savior. Daddy shows to you how many times, how many times, how many times. Never give up on yourself. Stop doubting yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will either. As long as you have air in your lungs, you still have a chance to get it right.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Stop screen share. Boom. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the No More Heroin Survivor Series. The Survivor Series is an original product of nomoreheroin.org. It's also sponsored by our clothing line, Nomo Wear, which is created by shoprecoverystuff.com. Please check out shoprecoverystuff.com for all your recovery swag needs. There's a wide array of shirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, hats, decals, coins, anything you want. It's one-stop shopping, and I'm honored to work with Marty McLeod on that. But tonight we have a special edition of the Survivor Series. We have with us in California, Paul Breathen, which is the creator and producer for SoberBuddy. SoberBuddy is a virtual recovery coach tool, and if you're interested, please, if you're interested in bettering your recovery, please stay tuned, because Paul's going to be telling us all about SoberBuddy. But first, we're going to learn a little bit about Paul. Paul has an amazing story. It's very inspirational. He lives in Uganda, and he does work with the impoverished communities there. And he just got a wealth of knowledge in the addiction industry. He's got a heart to help people. So it's an honor to have you, Paul. Thank you for taking the time to be here.
You're welcome. It's good to be here.
Glad
to be able to share with you.
So what is it that you're doing in Uganda?
Well, I've actually been living there for 12 years, and I have an NGO called Net for Hope Foundation. And it's pretty much working with, people who are struggling, not just with poverty, but how to live life in a modern world. They're developing country, 80% of the population is suffering with poverty. So I've created several projects to help address that issue. We have actually an elementary school with in the urban slums. My wife, Teddy, she runs the school, provide an education that's affordable for those who are really suffering in poverty. And then we had a vocational school, some literature that I've developed to help with transformational thinking, from village thinking to modern thinking, moral character development. And so, it's just been a long journey of learning how to work in that population. And so I come back every once in a while. It's been 2 years since I've been back to the States. And we're always looking forward to expanding our programs and reaching more people. And that's kind of like my other career. I mean, I was in, substance abuse treatment for 22 years. And there's that shift where I decided it was time to kind of move on. And that happened in 2008 when I moved to Uganda. And of course, there is a story behind all that, how I got there. So, but that's kind of what I'm doing. Working with kids.
How is it that you found yourself working in the addiction industry, in the addiction field, becoming an addiction professional?
Well, like I have a marriage, family, child therapist, and part of my training was in getting licensed was to do an internship. And so I found myself working with a company called Matrix Institute on Addiction. It was a new company, and there was a core group of people, Dr. Richard Rawson, Gene Obert, Mickey McCann. And I came on early on, like 1 or 2 years after they started, and they opened up a clinic in Rancho Cucamonga, which is in San Bernardino. It's like 40 miles east of LA. And so my thought was just to kind of get some experience in the field. I never imagined that it would be my career. I thought I'd be practicing as a therapist and open up my own office. But once I got started, it really, the grip in my heart of just working with this population, it's just kind of like, I knew this is where I belong. I didn't know I'd be there for 22 years, but
right.
It was an amazing experience. I was probably exposed to all areas of recovery in every matter, in every way. And to see what we were doing early on with the organization and see it become global. We developed a model of treatment. It's called the Matrix model of treatment, which is used all over the world. And seeing that develop and being part of that, and so all of that experience is kind of funneled into the SoberBuddy app. It's like all that knowledge. And I was involved in running a clinic. We had, it was an outpatient clinic, anywhere from maybe 200 to 300 clients a month.
Wow, that's a bunch.
It was a county funded program, so we were able to provide treatment for those who didn't have insurance or means to pay. So, you're dealing with some tough people.
Yes, I'm very familiar with that.
Yeah, and where I was like meth capital of the world. I mean, crystal meth back. I started in 1986, but in the early 90s, there's a majority of what I was seeing: cocaine and methamphetamine. That was kind of my expertise. I was involved with drug court. I don't know if you're familiar with drug courts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had a program that we had an adolescent program, an adult program I was involved with. I was involved in research. We were doing research out of the clinic, looking at some medications that could help with methamphetamine treatment. We have like contingency management, which is the idea of rewards, kind of motivate people in recovery. And we're looking at some cognitive impairment, how serious that is in recovery with meth users.
Sure.
So that whole area of research kind of gives you another perspective of what's going on in recovery. Sure. And then
I want to ask you real quick, has your life been impacted by addiction?
Well, in an indirect way, I have a family history of alcoholism.
Yeah.
My grandfather, he suffered with alcoholism. Then my father, he was what we call like a closet drinker. He struggled, but he wanted to keep it kind of secret. And so I didn't see a lot of it, but the behavior was there. And then later on in his life, it got really worse. We had to do an intervention and get him in treatment. And then I have uncles and family members, and even myself at a young age. I started smoking pot, I think 13, and drinking. And so it got,
me too.
Yeah, you kind of, and it's in the family, So by the time I was 18, it was pretty regular. I mean, I'm stealing alcohol, I'm, drinking, I'm, trying to find ways of, getting a habit. So I just came to this awareness, I need to stop. And so around 18, I made a life-changing kind of decision and just left the friends.
You were noticing consequences and adverse effects of drinking and using, and you made that choice.
Yeah, it's like some of these close calls of being arrested, under the influence of driving, drunk drive. It's like this is not a good. I need to stop. And so and I was fortunate to, thank God, I was lucky that I didn't go down that road. But I probably would have been had a really struggle with drugs and alcohol. I know I would have. And then it's just ironic that I end up in the field helping people. And that's probably why I was drawn to helping, because, the family background. You don't realize at the time, but it really, it clicks.
Mm-hmm. So the SoberBuddy app, how was this idea born? We were discussing about you and your daughter are working together, right?
Yeah. And intentionally.
How cool is that? Yeah,
I'm so blessed. I mean, there's just so many, things that have come together. And, when we started off, it wasn't the idea of doing a drug and alcohol app. My daughter, Tara, she wanted to do a life coach app. And so she hired me on to write articles about relationships, which we did. And we had 4 other writers, looking at areas, between fashion and design and, healthcare. And so we built an app around that with articles that we wrote. And then we had challenges to implement the idea into your life. And when we did beta testing, we found out that people liked challenges versus the articles. So we flipped it and we started doing challenges. So we're on this like path, right? But we're going in this direction. And then we were exposed to some other people, and somebody came up with the idea, if you had challenge to help, it was actually a spouse who had a terminal illness. And she was saying, if you could just have challenges that would get them up out of bed and do something, that would be wonderful. And so it sparked the idea of focusing on a population, that really needs some service and some help. And so we bounced around some ideas. And of course, with my experience in drug and alcohol treatment, it was kind of obvious, well, let's do an app for drug and alcohol recovery. Mm-hmm. And that was about 2 years ago. And so I developed the content and, all the things that I learned, put together we call like 7 journeys of challenges, depending on where you're at in your recovery, from somebody who doesn't realize they have a problem, kind of exploration. Yeah. So they can kind of review, see how severe it is, come to some conclusion, whether they need help, to someone who's just stopping, all the way up to a year or more. Yeah.
So when I signed up for the SoberBuddy app, which I received the emails daily, there are, different levels of coaching available based upon the amount of clean time you have. Right. And then each level, has different challenges, more, and the longer you go, I guess the more in depth and, Yeah,
they're designed to address specific issues where you're at in recovery. This is stuff that we learned back when I was working with Matrix. We were treating thousands of people, not just with me, but as a core group. And we began to identify specific areas that were common in different stages. So somebody who has 2 weeks clean are dealing with, withdrawals and adjusting to that, severe cravings. And then, after that, there's a period where as your brain is healing from the effects of your drug and alcohol use, you have different emotions. You have concentration problems, thought disorders, and addressing those issues to help you to be stable and to focus on how do I get through just today so I don't use. And so we call it relapse prevention. Yeah. There are interventions that you could use, thought stopping techniques, dealing with cravings.
That's a powerful tool, thought stopping.
Yes, and realizing if you're drifting, relapse just doesn't happen. There are certain signs and symptoms that you can identify early on before you end up relapsing. And so the challenges help kind of educate you of what those skills are and then practice them. And so there's a lot of that in the beginning. And then towards the, 4 or 5 months, 6 months, there were more of dealing with emotions. How do you live life and enjoy life without the drug and alcohol use? So meaning and purpose. Right. We have one journey, it's called coming alive. How do you come alive? You know how sometimes you can get recovery down and you're doing all the work, going to meetings, doing everything you need to do, but that fades. It kind of gets old.
Yeah, it gets old. We need positive reinforcement and to do different things to reach our full potential and actually enjoy a life being free of drug and alcohol use. I think it's a very, very, very good tool. And if you guys will hang on, we're gonna post the link. I really hope you guys sign up for this. It's just you'll receive daily emails when you put in your information, where you're at in your recovery. Just be honest, and you'll start receiving daily emails giving you positive reinforcement that you can read multiple times a day. There's challenges, there's other educational stuff. It's really, really a good tool to add value to your recovery, which we all need that for sure. And not all of us have the ability to hire a recovery coach to work with us every day. We have our sponsors and mentors which have a way of working with us. This is no way, shape, or form meant to take the place of your program of recovery. This is something to enhance your recovery experience.
Yeah, can I kind of clarify a little bit about the Buddy Mail and the SoberBuddy app?
Sure.
Right now, the SoberBuddy app hasn't been launched yet. We hope to get it launched the next month or two. You can see my old T-shirt. We have a sober character. In fact, we have little stuffies. This is the character that's on the app. Okay, interact.
That's SoberBuddy, right?
This is SoberBuddy, and so right now we have SoberBuddy Mail, and so you can sign up for that, and that gives you the challenges every day, and that will be ongoing and available. But once the app comes out, it's going to be more robust, where you can interact more. It's more individualized with SoberBuddy. You get challenges. So, for example, we have these checkpoints. Every other challenge, maybe 2 or 3 challenges, will say, are you having cravings? And if you respond yes, you'll be moved to a set of challenges that help you with your cravings. Are you scheduling? It's like those tools that you've learned. And if you haven't learned them, we'll reroute you to some challenges so that you can learn them, because it's important, these aspects of staying clean and sober. And then we have where it connects with you emotionally. We'll ask you every day, how are you feeling? If you're feeling bad, we'll have encouragement, we'll have insight. If you're feeling great, we'll even encourage you with that. So it's much more interactive. We have a sober tracker, keep track of your days clean. We're going to have some incentives. So it's going to be a really cool app that you can relate to, and you feel like somebody's on the other side. That's what we want.
There's questions in the comments about the merch. Is there Sober Buddies available and shirts?
Yes, we got these. You can buy these and the T-shirt, and we have an app store on our website.
Okay,
so you go on there and you can order them. And we just got them a few weeks ago, and we're pretty excited. Yeah.
How do people sign up for SoberBuddy?
Well, you can go on yoursoberbuddy.com. You just go to the website.
YOUR sober
buddy.
I'm typing it. .com. I'm going to www. I'll put www. www.yoursoberbuddy.com. Y'all remember this? Go check it out, man. I receive daily emails. I like it. I have my readings in the morning and whatnot, but this adds value. It causes you to think. It really does. We're looking for ways to make our recovery journey more enjoyable, and it gives you information you could pass on to somebody else. Share the SoberBuddy app or the email thing. You know what I mean? Share it with somebody else so they can use it.
I think it's important to see this as, as an assistance, kind of like an adjunct to treatment. Or even if you haven't had treatment, you may be wondering, let's say that you're not this, severely addicted, but you're kind of like in between mild to moderate, you're having some problems, you're not sure, but you want to stop and you don't want to go to treatment. This can be a great app of information to help you just learn how to become abstinent and staying clean and sober, and then get on with your life. And for those who have a lot of time clean, there's not much out there for people who have, a year or more. And this app can provide that for you. And it's I've designed it in such a way so it's a continuum of information. If you start in the beginning, we have challenges for up to a year. If you started from the first one, which is called Fresh Start, there's new skills, there's motivation, comfort, and we have meaning and purpose, and then, of course, coming alive. And we're going to continue to add to it and upgrade it. And it's going to keep growing and growing, and we'll make changes where we need to make changes. We want it to be very applicable to you. And even we're looking at perhaps designing it according to certain cultures and adapting it. We're looking at maybe the Native Americans, creating an app just for them. And of course, in Uganda, we have a severe alcohol problem. I plan to bring it into Uganda, maybe East Africa. There's, it's the whole continent is suffering with a lot of drug and alcohol use. And then globally, I mean,
we were just talking about the addiction isn't just in the United States.
No.
This problem is a global problem. It doesn't matter what the substance is. When you use it to excess, you have these issues, and it affects the economy. It affects the moral fiber of our families. People are going to jail and to prison. The people are becoming unemployable.
Absolutely, it is a global problem, and the thing is that a lot of people don't have access to treatment, and even if the rural area, I mean, you can if you have internet, you can get connected, and they can come right to you. And that's the amazing thing with technology. This wasn't available back in my time, we're doing it.
Right.
And this just seems like the perfect time. People are used to being on their phones. They're used to apps. And so I think, it's like the timing is perfect, to get this out there. And we hope to launch it, like I said, in a month or two, and be part of that launch, get the word out, feedback. We have 7,000 people getting emails right now, the SoberBuddy mail.
How long has it been since it launched? It hasn't been 5 months.
The email has probably been 5 or 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's growing pretty quick.
Brittany Kiselich is asking, does it connect you with people in your area or around the recovery community? Now, there is a SoberBuddy Facebook group community, right?
Right. We have Instagram and a Facebook page. You can go on there. We down the road, we're planning on having several versions of the SoberBuddy, and we talked about maybe adding that as a chat room, on the Buddy app itself. It's not there, but down the road, we're looking at that. But yeah, you can connect on Facebook. We're going to have a YouTube channel too. We're going to have some educational videos that are being produced.
Nice. Joni Faulkner says, yes, I'm 18 months clean and I'm doing the Coming Alive challenges. And sorry, my something, I think she misspelled that. My challenge today was to go to an art museum, and it was to buy a coffee the other day. I think she bought a cup of coffee for a homeless person. I've seen that up in the comments earlier. These are the types of challenges that this SoberBuddy. I'm going to call it an app. It's not a mobile app yet, but it's coming. There's different things to get you out of your comfort zone, to get you more interactive in society. And be proactive, play an active role in your recovery.
Right.
I think it's so valuable, so valuable.
Getting outside of yourself and taking those, steps of risk outside your comfort zone. And so that's a lot about how you can come alive. And we have these challenges, that she mentioned. And there's a lot of fun stuff. I've got easy stuff, difficult stuff, fun stuff. I mean, it's just, to kind of waken you up and to explore the world and people and, things to do and ideas. Yeah, it's pretty, I think it's great. I'm really excited to see how this is going to help people and work in the field of recovery. I think it's going to be great.
Yes.
It's going to work out great.
Yes. When I would like to have you back, right before the launch of the app, so we can get people connected to the app, because there's a lot of people in the comments that really see a value in this, and they're saying they're going to sign up for this. And then when they sign up, they're going to tell their friends. Word of mouth is such a powerful tool. And if this app does what you say it does, we need this in our community.
Well, that's what we hope to see. That's what we want to see.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I know.
Is there anything else you would like to share with us? I know you've had a busy day. I don't want us to, keep you here any longer than necessary. I really find value in what you have to offer. I love your heart. I love your passion for helping people, and I just think it's phenomenal what you're doing for the impoverished communities in Uganda, and it's just amazing to meet a true humanitarian that wants to give back and make the world a better place.
Well, thank you. I've lived many years, and I have such a full life. And I think that one of the things that I've learned is, you're right, to give back. Not to the point where I lose myself. There's something that you have to be careful with. Sometimes you get caught up in giving that you lose yourself and you exhaust yourself. And there's a way of giving that is effective, that is resourceful, that is meaningful. And that's something I had to learn in life. And the app is kind of like this surprise that came along. I've worked in the field for such a long time, and then I've been doing the work in Uganda. And so this has been kind of a special gift to me to see it move forward. One of the things that Tara and I talked about is she's brilliant when it comes to tech development and her ideas. She designed the app, and the graphics and but I had the experience, which she didn't have. And when you combine the two, it's like, I'm like old school. She had to teach me about all the tech, but bringing that to the current culture, and her ability to push it out in a way that's inviting, that's exciting, that's like easy to use. I mean, that's like two worlds coming together and making it to something positive.
You get to work with your daughter too.
Yeah, that's another thing, family thing. And so it was a great opportunity to do something that I think it's going to be valuable. So yeah, I'm excited about this. We're all excited and watching this happen.
Thank you. I really truly appreciate you being here. I love doing shows like this when we share some true hope and some information to help the struggling people that are addicted. Even if they don't really believe that they're addicted, this app is for them. It may be, maybe I'm on the fence. Maybe I can quit on my own. Maybe I don't want to be sober. Maybe I'll check this out and see what it's all about.
Yes, and you have an opportunity to do that with exploration, the very first one, and we'll guide you to those different tracks, to the questions when you get on.
Let me see. I want to look to see what my SoberBuddy challenge was today. Okay, make a major decision you've been putting off. Is there a big decision you need to make that you've been avoiding until the time is right? Let's walk through these questions to help you figure out how to move forward. Number one, what advice would you give to a friend who is making the same decision you're making? Number two, still not sure? Flip a coin. Heads for option A, tails for option B. Which side did the coin land on? 3, how did you feel about the coin's decision? If you felt good about it, then that's your gut feeling and is often the right choice. If you wish it had landed on the other side, then that's the one you pick. Which did you pick? 4, what do you think is most likely to happen if you make the decision? I lost my place. Sometimes choosing the opposite of what you normally do is better if you find that you are always making the wrong choices. I make the wrong choices a lot, My first thought is wrong every time. I have to bounce my ideas off of somebody or multiple people because my thought process is that jacked up. And I'm programmed for instant gratification. Are you there? Paul? Doggone it.
Nope. Okay, I'm here. I got you. Okay.
I was just saying that, my thought process is programmed for instant gratification. So my first thought is always wrong. Usually my first 5 or 6 thoughts are wrong. So I have to bounce it off of somebody outside that has a different viewpoint. You know, yeah, that's I get what this is saying. What is the opposite of what you think will happen? Sometimes choosing the opposite of what you normally do is better if you find that you're always making the wrong choices. 6, if you had a gun put to your head and 5 seconds to make a decision, what would you choose? No second guessing, no one else's input, no more fact finding. What is the strongest voice in your head? And after asking yourself these questions, what decision did you decide to make? You know, a lot of times we're procrastinate. We don't have the confidence to make major decisions. So I get this challenge, you know, because I have some major decisions I need to make as well. And I'm just kind of putting it off, writing it out. The best option it'll come, you know what I mean? There's going to become a time I need to make a decision and be prepared if it don't work out.
Right. So you can see how, you know, we have what we call a list. There are challenges that, you know, affect something that you do. And then there's challenges that work with your reasoning and your processing. That's important.
At the bottom, it provides you with links.
Yeah.
One link is 4 tricks to help you make a difficult decision. The second link is making better quality decisions with the help of this spreadsheet.
Right. So there's tools, there's more information, you know,
it said,
and that's
send me relapse tools. That's on there as well. That is perfect.
Yeah. We got tools. Those are challenges. Yeah. Now that's the Daily Mail. And that's available for free. There's no charge for that. And the app will have the same kind of format with challenges, but then it'll have the SoberBuddy character that you're interacting with. So, sure. Yeah.
Who come up with the character? I mean, it's adorable and very welcoming. You know, he looks friendly and happy.
That's Tara, my daughter. She nailed it. You know, we want to have a kind of a neutral character that people really want to respond to, that's friendly, that's not, you know, it's not some therapist, you know, it's not some, you know, somebody there telling you what to do. You know, it's just a lovely little character. Yeah, he's great.
So many fall thinking they can do this solo. We are family. That is so true. Nobody has to do this recovery journey alone. I spent too much time isolated, alone, broken, lost in my addiction, and I don't want to feel like that anymore. I want to be connected. I want to move forward productively, efficiently, and be happy, joyous, and free. Free. Yeah. That's what everybody wants, right?
Right. They want freedom from it.
Yes.
It's like a prison. So, well, yeah. Anything else? Well,
no. I think you shared a lot of quality information. I would really want y'all to go to. I'm gonna type it out again. www.yoursoberbuddy.com. baby. And there is a Facebook page and Instagram community. Get involved. You know, go if you like what they're sharing, share it. Okay. Just get involved. Become a part of the solution. Live in the solution and move forward each day, each 24 hours moving forward without drinking, using, hurting yourself or hurting someone else, and you'll be amazed what can happen. You know, I'm living proof that recovery is possible for anybody. Anybody. If I can do this, you can do it. Believe that. Thank you, Paul. Thank you for being here. I'm looking forward to staying connected with you. As I was sharing with you, I have a lot of youth reaching out to me, and I want to provide them with, you know, some real solid reinforcement going forward. You know, I have my own experience to go on. I am a recovery coach, but right. I also need outside influences with more experience to me. I'm a sponge. I want to suck it all up. So thank you for all that you do. I hope I can reach you in Uganda.
Yeah, I've got internet. You can connect with me there.
Thank you, Paul.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You enjoy your night. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Remember, Sunday night, we have Andrew Hager live here. You guys are going to enjoy that. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to the No Mo Survivor Series. Thank you, Paul, again. Please go check out SoberBuddy. Love y'all. Good night.
Good night.